My name is Anneleen van Hertbruggen. I am a PhD student at the University of Antwerp in Belgium. In this lightning talk, I will briefly present to you my research project with the title Des deutschen Dichters Sendung, the collective symbolism and rhetorical structure of political religion in Nazi poetry. For Germany was, like the Holy Christ, luminously resurrected. These verses are the last two verses of the poem German Easter 1933, written by Heinrich Anacker. The title and these closing verses show a clear intertwinement of a religious and a political discourse. In the title, Anacker connects the Christian Easter story with the political situation of Germany in the year 1933. In January of this year, Adolf Hitler was appointed Chancellor of Germany and a new period in the history of the German Reich began. In the closing verses of his poem, Anacker presents this new beginning as a true resurrection, comparing Germany explicitly with the Holy Christ. In the 1930s, the combination of religious imagery with political thought was striking, provoking discussions on a certain religious dimension in National Socialism. Erich Voegelin, a German political philosopher, described National Socialism already as a political religion as early as 1939. His writings were only the start of a long debate on whether one could consider National Socialism a political religion. Scholars generally do agree on the religious or pseudo-religious character of National Socialism. However, whether the denomination of a political religion is appropriate remains a point of debate to this day. The lack of a univocal definition of political religion makes it difficult to describe a certain system like National Socialism as such. Therefore, I ask three theoretical questions. What is a political religion? Is a political religion a religion? Can we consider National Socialism a political religion? Within the limited time of this lightning talk, I can't dive any further into this debate. It is, however, interesting that within this debate, Klaus Vondung identified 6 key concepts of the Nazi ideology, which he describes as possible articles of faith. Thus, at the center of Nazi symbolism and creed stood the blood. Then came the people, as a substantive bearer of the blood. The soil, the land which nourishes the people. The Reich, in which it finds its political realization. The Führer, as a representative of people and Reich. The flag, as the most holy material symbol. In my research project, I focus on 3 of these so-called articles of faith. As my project is situated within the field of German literature, I focus specifically on the poetry of 3 German authors, Heinrich Anacker, Gerhard Schumann, and Herybert Menzel. They were genuine National Socialist writers and are often described as mere party poets. They also occupied official positions within the Nazi hierarchy. It is no surprise, then, that a large amount of their poetry revolves around key ideas of the Nazi ideology. However, these political key concepts are often embedded into modes of religious discourse, as shown with the example of Anacker's German Easter 1933. For the literary analysis, I attend to 1 article of faith in 3 different poetry volumes, 1 for each author. To conclude this lightning talk, I will give you a short overview of the preliminary results of the analysis of Reich as an article of faith in Schumann's volume Songs of the Reich, published in 1935. Schumann uses a religious discourse to present the upswing of the German Reich as a true resurrection of the prophesied Third Reich. To this end, Schumann not only imitates biblical language, he also transfers Christian symbols like bread and wine and the crucifixion wounds of Christ into his poetry. In addition, he adapts apocalyptic symbolism and New Testamentary stories like Jesus' agony in the Garden of Gethsemane. Because writers like Schumann, Anacker and Menzel imbue National Socialist concepts like Führer, Reich and people with Christian attributes and symbols, these concepts become central ideological concepts and they increase in importance. With this project, I aim to contribute to the understanding of the collective symbolism and rhetorical structure of political religion in the propaganda poetry of these three Nazi authors. Thank you for listening. Do not hesitate to contact me with your feedback and thoughts.